What up? It's Melvin Moore here at the Moore Fitness Studio. I always get the question of, let me see, I get several different questions, but it's usually coming from the same place. That was asked me, how did I do it? How did I believe in myself? How did I put myself in a position to take the leap, to start my business? How did I know that's what I was meant to do? How did I know that was my purpose? There's many different ways that I can go with that, but the one that's on my mind right now is getting your money right. Positioning yourself so you're not a slave. How can you think about chasing the dream, jumping out on faith if you're wondering how you're gonna pay bills and debt and you gotta do things, and you pretty much end up being a slave to certain things. So is it possible to do when you got money issues? Yes, it is. Anything is possible as far as I'm concerned, but it makes it that much harder when you do. So just like anybody else, I did not know what I want to do. I had no clue. I've had like 16 different jobs. And just like many people, by the time I was, 23, 24, I had messed up all my credit cards, messed up my credit, because nobody ever taught me about financial education. But once I learned, so I'm gonna say 25, started learning about credit. We got Google. If you want to learn something, get better at something, there's really no excuse. You can blame who you want to. I was raised by my grandparents. I can blame my grandmother for not teaching me about money, but it's still on me. She didn't know about money in the way that, and as far as like financial education, she know how to save, but that's it. That don't work now. You gotta do something different now. You gotta invest. You losing money when you're just sitting in the bank. So from 25 to 30, I just didn't like it. I was making great money for my age and compared to my expenses and stuff like that, but I still had no money and I couldn't figure out why. So I started to figure out why. And just to keep it brief, not too long, once I started getting my money together, once I started getting rid of car notes and all these other bills that I had to pay that made my check basically gone before I even got it, I was able to think and be clear and be creative. And really, I just live and be free. And then that allowed me to take different jobs. Some people, I've had jobs where I didn't want to leave because I had this car payment to pay, and then, so how would I know if the next job would have been even better for me, or I would have been happy, or I wouldn't have known, wouldn't have been able to know because I've been too scared to leave. So if you get what I'm saying, rambling a little bit, but the principles apply across the board. So pretty much for 5 years, I made sure I paid my bills on time. I understood the different categories of your credit score that affect your score, credit utilization. So I had like some cards that I finally paid off. I would like buy a pack of gum like every 2 months or something, just so they wouldn't cancel that card and then affect my credit score negatively. But literally, I just start Googling stuff. I was on entrepreneur.com, Investopedia, learning all these things, studying success, studying why people failed, and studying how people achieve freedom. So I just figured out what I wanted, and at the root was just to be happy and free. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know it was real. I don't know a whole bunch of personal trainers that they quit their job and just became a trainer and actually successful. Most of them end up going back to their job or something like that. So just position yourself not to be a slave. Yeah, so I spent 5 years digging myself out of a hole until I was debt free, no student loan, no car payment, no nothing. Then I can pretty much do what I want to. I got debt free, I joined the Army Reserves to help, and I got a little bonus, and I used that money to help finish off everything I had. So I came back from boot camp and back to my regular job where I was a deputy sheriff, And it was like I came to a different job. It was just a different mindset. I was like, I hate this place. We do all this. We put our lives on the line. We fight crackheads on all this other stuff, and for this little bit of money. But when I came back, I didn't have as many bills, so it was actually like, I guess it's not that bad. And like, because with the sheriff departments, there's a lot of politics. You can get fired at any time. But I really wasn't scared of that anymore, because even if they did fire me, I had money in the bank. So I just like go do something else or get another job or hustle. It just changes your whole perspective when you have control of your life. So position yourself to have control of your life, to have the freedom, to have that creativity to do it. Of course you can take that leap even if you got debt, bankrupt, whatever, but it makes it that much harder. So for me, getting myself out of that financial hole, making myself debt free, giving myself that freedom to move, not just for money, allowed me to control my passion. And even now, I'm happy that I started off with the smaller space. My expenses is very low. My overhead is very low. And it allows me to move differently. I'm able to take clients that I actually want to work with. I don't have to take on every single person that doesn't, can't think of how I want to say it, but how that doesn't support my energy. Some people you just don't mess with. Some people just got a whole bunch of shit going on and they dump all of that on you. And I realized that earlier with clients. I had one that would dump a lot of stuff on me. She wasn't a bad person, it's just what she had on. She just came here and let it all out. And by the time I got to my next client, I was messed up. I was drained. I felt like I don't know, now I got daddy issues and everything else by the time I got finished. So that, you know what I'm saying, on one point, of course, being a trainer, you build those type of relationships and you listen to people and their issues and you be confidential with those people and stuff like that. But I have to be mindful of how it affects the rest of my day. The rest of my day and experience with clients. It's just my day in general. If I'm not preserving my energy, I don't have anything to give to anybody else. So that's one reason why I don't buy dumb stuff. I don't have a car payment. If I did, that would control a lot more of how my day goes and how my work, my clientele, and everything else goes. So I keep all of that to a minimum. I cut out. I have my own pleasures, and I do that. I want to live. I don't believe in that. You gotta have a nice, somewhat of a balance, if you will. But I make sure that I have as much control of my life, my future, and my energy, my emotional state as possible. So I'm gonna cut it right there. I'm rambling a little bit, but hopefully you got the point. Yeah, drop a comment. Let me know what you think about the videos, if you like the topics or not. Let me know some stuff you want to talk about. Definitely gonna be talking about some more topics as they pop back up, because I get questions every day, and now that I have my own business and people ask me how I do it and how would I get up at the same time, I kind of have to self-reflect pretty much every single morning. And it's like, wow, like a couple years ago I was at a job and I was miserable. Now I get up 5 hours earlier and I'm happy, and any kind of stress that I have now is a stress that I actually asked for. You know, so all my problems now is good problems. Of course, there's be bad day, I'm tired, I'm stressed out, blah, 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 but it's all good problems to have. It's like, so, yeah, position yourself to be free. If you're a slave to your items, start working right now. In a year, 2, 5 years, whatever, however long it takes, you can be out of that position. So, take control of your life. Open up a whole bunch of doors and allow you to take which door you want. Melvin Fitness. Need training, online training. Got Apparel. Let me know what you need. Hit me up.